For his handlers, this was the routine breaking down sequence used on anyone who resists. They likely assumed that 3 years of brutality would be enough to crush him. But they miscalculated again. Yu Menglong embodied the one thing a totalitarian regime cannot tolerate: a human inside the machine who remains unbroken. Once the system realized he could not be bent, it acted immediately, from using him, to damaging him, to eliminating him. This was the machine following its preordained protocol. But why they had to be so cruel? Silencing him alone would suffice to keep their secret. Why the prolonged psychological breaking, physical assault, humiliation, and sadistic violence? That's because, in a totalitarian state, violence is never just an action, it is deterrence. Yu was not the only target. The industry was Yu's refusal to comply with state directives, combined with his knowledge of laundering operations, made him a liability. In a totalitarian system, liabilities of that scale require more than removal. They demand spectacle. His suffering was a warning to tens of thousands in the entertainment industry. Do not resist, do not flee, and do not imagine that fans, fame, or talent will protect you. Handlers like Du Cheng acted not as individuals, but as extensions of the system, mirroring the soft enforcers used against detained officials. The isolation, deprivation, surveillance, and sexualized violence Yu endured were designed for someone deemed politically dangerous, not a celebrity. The premeditated discipline party, likely beginning on September 8th, followed the familiar logic of CCP compromat: ritual humiliation, drugging, sexual assault, psychological coercion, and filmed degradation. Yu resisted. He did not break and refused to surrender the USB containing evidence. When ritual humiliation failed, the system escalated. Humiliation became torture, and torture became murder. The cruelty was the point. If the state had merely wanted him dead, they could have arranged a quiet disappearance, a medical incident, or an off-camera accident. Instead, Yu was monitored, isolated, mutilated, tortured in front of bystanders, and left with injuries consistent with both on-site and medical-level cutting.